So I'm Evan Burfield. I'm the chairman of Startup D.C. and the founder of our Reboot America movement. And we're really focused on growing the startup ecosystem in Washington, but also making Washington a place that's really the heart of efforts from across the U.S. to drive innovation in areas like education, healthcare, energy efficiency, government, really tackling a lot of the big problems that our country faces through a disruptive, innovative, entrepreneurial lens. The definition of an entrepreneur to me is that person who sees something in the world that is much better than is there now and has a tremendous passion to go create wealth, create jobs, and put their vision into reality, right? But by definition, that person's seeing something that other people aren't seeing. They're not vested in the status quo. They're not tied to justifying what has been. They're about inventing what can be. I mean, to me, the most rewarding aspect is always enabling these people to do something that they always hoped they could do, but never really knew they could do before. I mean, startups are important to our economy for two reasons. One, at the end of the day, what the U.S. economy produces, what our comparative advantage is versus any other economy in the world, is innovation. It is the ability to be constantly reinventing things and disrupting things and making them more efficient, making them more responsive and more empowering to consumers. And it's our startups that are at the heart of that innovation engine, right? And so even if they're only a relatively small portion of the total economy, they're the part of the economy that differentiates us and drives us forward. They're also important because of job creation, right? So Kaufman has great statistics on the fact that, you know, essentially all of the jobs, net new jobs created over the last 30 years have been created by high growth startups. The most important thing government can do to really help entrepreneurs and startups is listen. By definition, the people that have the most access to inform and talk to government about most of these big issues are large corporations, the government agencies themselves. They're the ones that have access to the lobbyists and to the PR professionals that help to drive those messages. And I don't think it's that the policymakers don't want to know what's really happening in a broader sense in the economy and to engage in startups. It's that startups are diffuse, they're small. No one startup has the resources to be able to go and spend a significant amount of time engaging government. So policymakers and government have to work extra hard to get out there and engage with and learn from these startups and really ask them the questions around what it's actually like building these companies and how are they changing these areas? How are they changing education or health? What are these things that they're doing? And I think that act of listening is critical.